Good afternoon. This is Sassafras, and let's see, I believe it is the 19th of August here in 2020. Just before I get started here, I wanted to say how amazingly humbled I am that now there are so many listeners in so many different places in how this podcast has kind of expanded. So in addition to the US and the UK, we have folks from Australia, Canada, Germany, Brazil, Sweden. In fact, this podcast was #1 for religion in Sweden for a little while, on Apple Podcasts at least. Colombia, Israel, the Netherlands, the Czech Republic, Austria, Portugal, New Zealand, Norway, India, South Africa, Peru, Denmark, Switzerland, Thailand, Finland, the Philippines, France, and Turkey. Like 25 countries. That's crazy. That's absolutely crazy. But in any case, today we're going to do something a little different. This was something someone actually requested that I do, and I based this off of a dream that I had. So this is going to be a pathworking, or rather, these are commonly called pathworkings. I believe that the term pathworking originally was meant to be tracing a path of on the Tree of Life in Kabbalah. But instead, it's kind of evolved into more of like a guided meditation. It's a term that's used for guided meditations. That's what this is. We're not going to be exploring Kabbalah today. But so this will serve you best if you are in a place where you can calmly sit with your eyes shut. You're going to need a little bit of time for this one. You're going to need a little bit of mental preparation to kind of clear away the clutter of daily life and kind of absorb what's being said and be able to listen in a way that will allow you to kind of drop away your senses and kind of go to another place. These are very useful for a variety of reasons. It's most often used, it seems, in meditation, like the practice of meditation is used to try and help de-stress us. That's not exactly what a pathworking is supposed to be for. Pathworking is more about exploration. It's more about kind of mapping the subconscious. There's a purpose behind it. Sometimes that purpose is made apparent within the pathworking, as it is in mine, that I'm going to read. So, yeah, it's funny. When I first started telling someone, actually I was telling my high priestess about this, about what I had in mind for this one and talked about it. I based it loosely on a dream that I had, as I often do. I have very, very, very vivid dreams. I kind of consider it like a form of divination. It takes time to develop, but I find it very rewarding in myself, regardless. And she, of course, she and I are both into like metal music. That's the sort of guy that I am. I like classical music, but I also really like death metal and black metal, and there are too many genres of metal. I think it's a little ridiculous, but that's the kind of music I listen to, and that's the kind of like fiction and poetry and things like that. I like gothic things. You wouldn't guess it by looking at me. But in any case, so she's like, "Oh, so you're going to go really extreme, aren't you?" And initially my response was, "No," and then I'm kind of thinking about it, and I'm like, well, when you think about it in terms of what, 20 years ago, kind of like a fluffy bunny, love and light, everything positive sort of thing, that's not exactly what I'm going to give you today. I hope that no one would find it to be troublesome or offensive. I want to tell you right out that at any time, if this goes somewhere that you don't want it to go, you can disengage. You can back away from it and say, this isn't right for me right now, this isn't right for me at all. Everyone is allowed to and should have limits, and everyone always has a way out. A person is not trapped in a guided meditation or anything like that. You are not the victim of someone leading you through a guided meditation. At any time you can say, I'm out, I'm standing up, I am out, this is no good. I feel like we kind of live in a culture where it's useful to put these sorts of disclaimers in front of things. That doesn't mean I feel any less lame doing so. I'd love to just throw you in the deep end, but if I didn't do that, I'd feel like I was being remiss. So, we're going to take some time, and I want you to prepare yourself. Hopefully you are where you need to be, somewhere where you can sit calmly and relax, loosen your shoulders, let your hair down, put your hair up. Just breathe for a moment. Grant yourself but a moment of quiet and close your eyes. Listen to the sound of my voice and breathe. Breathe in for 4 long seconds. Retain that breath 4 long seconds. Exhale slowly for 4 long seconds and then remain empty for 4 long seconds. As you breathe, feel your body acting as you direct it. In that breath, feel to the limit of feeling. Feel your body as you breathe, willfully, knowingly. Return once more to your hidden depths, those places deep within yourself that no one sees. This is without action, acting, making deliberate what is unconscious. This is reaching out to your spirit. Everything, slowly. Open your inner eyes, though you find yourself in a deep darkness. Above you is the night sky on a moonless night. Your eyes witness the starry heavens, and above you is the infinity of wonders. It cannot be that long past sundown, or is it not long before sunrise? As you see, bright Mercury is just above the horizon. You know that there are other planets present this night, but your eyes just cannot seem to leave this small, twinkling, pinkish lamp. It does not shine alone. Its companion, Sirius, is close to hand, and it shines far brighter in its myriad of colors. You are standing upon a road with fair, sweet-smelling grasses on either side, and a cool wind carries the tune of the song the grass is singing. You walk along this road, ever towards the east, with Mercury and Sirius guiding your steps, and you come to a meeting of 3 roads, with a signpost instructing those who can read it. There is a figure beside the signpost, a woman, perhaps known to you. She holds 2 lit branches, which emit a very dim but very constant light. She is neither young nor old, and her dark hair obscures much of her impassive face. The glint of her silver and copper bangles reflects that of the stars that she is gazing at. As you approach, perhaps after a moment's hesitation, she lowers her eyes to meet yours. She speaks, slowly and somewhat sweetly. Though before you see a choice, perhaps this is not so. For along the forked path only one may you go. The one of which you will not choose, your past was ever so, and ne'er alone that other path shall I let you go. Come closer unto me, and hold out thy palm. Know that I have seen your ways, and am pleased to see you here and now. You are beloved unto me, even if you may not be my own. Place your hand in mine. Place also your hope and your courage. Shifting her hold of her torches to just one of her hands, she holds out her other, and you do feel safe and welcome, and you offer your hand, and she holds it for a moment firmly but gently, before digging her sharpened thumbnail into it, and she holds it still as you recoil from that pain, which, while present, it seems not to have much edge to it. This was not vicious, though several drops of blood flow from your wound to the dirt below. You hear a panting and a padding behind you, and a sleek and powerful hound, black in the flickering torchlight, approaches and playfully nuzzles your hip in your hands. Smelling and licking at the ground, and your still stinging hand, the dog perks up and bounds forth, those soft pads turned to their truer purpose. The hound vanishes down a path you have not tread. You and the woman await the dog, but instead, trailing up the path, is a line of figures, some grouped together, others on their own, spreading down the path, this long line. You surmise these must be your kin, as you trace your eyes from oddly familiar face to the next. Some faces you know or know of, be it from dreams, old photo albums, stories from your childhood. Each resembles you and each other, though their dress is varied and far more so than you would possibly imagine, these different figures in different dress. Each of these ancestors would know you and care for you as you are. Those who would not, for whatever reason, have not come, for they were not summoned. This line stretches to the bounds of your imagination. The woman at the crossroads speaks to you. These are indeed your kin, and their number stretches to before time. She holds forth to you a lit branch. Take this light, and grant it to one who came before you, that they would accompany you and light your path always. I would have it so. Grant it to they who would best aid your steps, for one day you shall join them, and this one will lead you in those ways as well. And so you slowly tread down that path as you search each passionate face, so like you, that sees themselves in you as you see yourself in them. Through those faces find someone, or perhaps everyone else would step back and reveal the right one for you. This is an ancestor, and this is a companion. This is someone who will light your steps with the torch that you hand them. It may take you some time to find this person. I want you to examine this person. I want you to look for features of this person. I want you to remember this person, this ancestor who came before you, whether you know them or not, or if they look like what you would expect or not. This person may be a guide for you, and I do hope that this is something you take with you. After you've studied this person, and try perhaps later to place this person, find this ancestor, if you have that available to you, though you don't need to know who they are at all. Hand them the torch. Hand them what was given to you. And once you have, both of you continue back to the crossroads. And there is that third path, and that is the future. And as you start walking in that direction, you are not alone. And the woman at the crossroads watches you as you go, and she smiles. And as you continue down that path with the swaying grass and the sweet smells and the stars above you, I want you to come back to yourself, as you are on that road indeed, and you are not alone. Come back to yourself. Come back to this place where you are. and perhaps give yourself a moment. But when the time is right, open your eyes and resume your day. And I do hope it's a good day. Thank you.